Hello, my friends. Today is Good Friday. As I think about this most important day on the Christian calendar, my thoughts turn to Jesus. I was reading about an encounter Jesus had. He was invited to the home of a Pharisee for dinner. And as he was reclining at the table, something very unusual happened. A woman who was once a prostitute, but had been forgiven by Jesus and repented of her sins, walks into this Pharisee's home unannounced with a very expensive jar of perfume. Going right to the feet of Jesus, she takes this perfume, pours it out all over his feet, and then begins to wipe his feet with her hair till all the perfume is gone and the house is filled with the aroma of the perfume. She gets up and leaves the house. Oh, what a stir that must have caused. Some people didn't understand why she was allowed in. Some of her friends looked at her and said, "What were you thinking? That was an expensive jar of perfume and you just poured it out on that man's feet. You don't have that kind of money. Why would you waste such an expensive bottle of perfume?" And it's like she would say, "I know you don't understand, but you don't know what this man did for me. He gave me a new life. He forgave me of my sins. Why did I do it? Love made me do it." On another occasion, Jesus was sitting at the temple treasury watching the people give their tithes and offerings. The Pharisees would go in one by one, dropping in their money so all could see. There, almost unnoticed, was a poor widow. She dropped in 2 small copper coins. It was all the money she had, and she quietly slipped away. You see, she believed God would provide work or food as God had always provided for her, so she gave it all to Jesus. As she was leaving the temple, someone might have said to her, "What in the world were you thinking? You can't afford to do that. That's all your money. How will you buy food? How will you pay your bills this week? Why did you do it?" And it's almost as if she said, "I know you don't understand, but love made me do it." Today is Good Friday. I can almost see Jesus hanging on the cross, suffering a very cruel and painful death. A crown of thorns jammed deep into his skull, spikes into his hands and feet, a spear in his side. People spitting on him, whipping him, and mocking him as he's dying a cruel and horrible death. Someone in the crowd knows that he's the Son of God. They know he could call down 10,000 angels and take himself off the cross. So they might say to Jesus, "Why, Jesus? Why are you going through this suffering? Why are you dying such a pain and cruel death for people who rejected you and spit upon you and want nothing to do with you? Why would you die like this?" And Jesus almost can whisper in my ear today, "Love made me do it. Love made me do it. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life." Love made him do it. And that, my friends, is an encouraging word.